Okay, so we are dealing with how to stop blowing your accounts, and then the fastest way to become a pro trader. Now, I'm not going to be teaching anything about strategy, trade strategy, and all of that, because you know, a lot of people make the mistake of always believing that their problem is the strategy. They believe that the reason why they are losing money is because they have problems, they have the wrong strategy, or because something somewhere is wrong with the way they are trading. Now, while that may be the case, that is not necessarily true. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So why that may be the issue? Because a lot of strategies out there, as you well know, is simply crap. They are simply useless. Okay, a lot of strategies out there are just useless. As long as I'm concerned, they're simply useless. Okay, people keep recycling nonsense out there. Keep recycling nonsense, and then they keep selling it, or they keep posting it out there. Especially many of them on YouTube. I know many of you try to go to YouTube. You watch a free video on how to trade crash and boom, on how to trade forex, on how to trade this and how to trade that, and then you jump in with your money, you put in your money in there, you jump in, and then boom, you keep losing, keep blowing accounts. You wonder what the problem is. Now, let me send this chart so that you can see today. Yeah. All right. Why people keep blowing their accounts is this: zero trading plan. Now, I talked about this during the sent you. Many of you have not watched it. It should be somewhere in your email. Check your email and make sure that you are able to. It's very powerful. It's very important. I've gotten I've gotten a lot of money with the free strategy that I taught, the two free strategies that I've taught. Okay, I've gotten a lot of you guys, thanking me for that. I'm so happy that the strategy could make you money. So, but today, let's talk about what is important. So the first mistake that people do when they start trading is to have no trading plan. Okay, they have no trading plan. Of even creating one for themselves. Talk about what do we mean by trading plan. What I mean by a trading plan is this: very simple. That you want to trade, you come up with an idea of, number one, how long you want to trade. The instruments that you're going on derive, you want to be able to determine the crash 1,000, crash 500, boom 1,000, boom 500. Or you want to trade maybe the volatility 75, or you want to trade the volatility 100. You need to be able to have a determination. You have to tell yourself, this is what I'm trading. Okay? So then you tell yourself, look at your account. How much do you have as your equity? How much do you have as your balance? You look at your equity. Let's say you have $100 as your balance. How much are you willing to lose out of that $100? A lot of people do not consider this. They don't write it down. And it's a very big mistake. How much of $100 will you lose in a day? Are you willing to give up in a day? How much of your account are you willing to let go in that day? You need to determine this. Now, I have a way that I do this. Now, I can say, okay, if I lose 10% of my account, this is actually a hypothesis. If I lose 10% of my account, I stop trading for the day. Now, that 10% can mean that I lose 3 trades. It can mean that I lose 5 trades. It can mean that I lose 10 trades, depending on how you structure each trade that you enter, whether you're risking 1% of your account or 2% of your account or 5% of your account. Okay, it depends on how you structure it. But that 10% can represent 5 losses, 3 losses. You understand what I'm saying? So you know what is the percentage of loss that you incur on that account that will be enough for you in a day. You need to be able to write that down. You need to be able to notice. You need to be able to know it. You write it down, you notice, you know it. You know that this is what I'm doing. Okay? So you determine, how much am I looking to make today? What am I looking for in terms of profit? How much is enough? It is your ability to determine how much is enough for you that is also helpful in knowing how much of a loss you can take. Now, here's what I mean. For instance, let's say you determine that you're going to be losing 10% of your account in a day. Okay. Now, let's say you determine that you want to be making 30% of profit. You want to make 30%. 30% is all you want to make for that day. You lose a minimum of 10%. Sorry, a maximum of 10%. You make a minimum of 30%. Okay. In other words, even if let's say you have 1 or 2 losses, because your target is 30%. If you have, let's say it takes you 2 trades to make 30%, and you lost 1 trade, that 1 trade, you lost initially 5% of your account in 1 trade. Okay. Now you took 2 trades. That is, for each trade you're making 15%. So it means that you have covered the loss that you had on that account on that previously. Your previous loss, you covered that previous loss, and now you are in profit. But if you are trading and you have no idea of what your targets are, where I come from, there is a saying that goes this way in English. It says, a man that doesn't know where the rain began to start beating him will not know where it ends. In other words, if you cannot tell where your problem started, you will not be able to know where it will end, and even when it will end. So you decide for yourself, this is what my risk is today. I'm risking, let's say, 5% of my account, let's say 10% of my account. Now remember, this is just hypothesis. I'm not saying that it is that much. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. And I have to make this disclaimer again. I like to make this disclaimer every time I make, I'm in a class, I make a video. Trading, forex, synthetic indices, and cryptocurrencies, and all leverage products carry enormous risk. So please, at all times, do not trade or invest money you cannot afford to lose. Okay? Past performance of any trading program or trading system is not indicative of future results. So please, at all times, do not risk what you cannot afford to lose. Now, there's a reason why we make that statement. Do not risk what you cannot afford to lose. When you open an account and you fund it, the mistake many of you make is that you do not understand that you don't have its own. That's what you don't. That it has taken its own. Something that has life can also die. Something that has life can grow. Something that has life can do better. Something that has life has prospects. So the moment you fund an account, that account approach it as an entity of you when things start going wrong. What do I mean by that? You open an account. For instance, some of you work in maybe a company, some of you do business. Okay, you have your bookkeeping in your businesses. You have your account. Like every day, you sit down to balance your account. I used to work in a bank. Okay, so those days, at the end of the day, we sat down. We all sat down to look at our accounts, the receivings and the things that were paid out. I remember there was a certain day that we stayed for up to 10 p.m. in the night trying to balance an account that was I think 1,500 naira at that time or so. And for hours we couldn't find where the mistake was coming from. And nobody left the bank because it was actually what they call a financial year end period. So they needed to make sure that every single detail was balanced. And 1,500 naira was becoming an issue. We had to put heads together to make sure that account balanced. That is because where you're working, your business, where you do business or where you work, has a life of its own. That business you do has a life of its own. So when you open an account and fund it, it takes a life of its own. It becomes a business entity of its own. So if you keep treating it like nothing, if you keep treating it like it is just one of those things, it will not benefit you. It will not make you money. Those of you that do business, you know that your business has a life of it. You know you have your capital. This is what you're doing your business with. And you know that whatever happens, no matter how much trouble you have, you do not touch your capital because that is what determines if your business is alive or if your business is dead. So because people approach trading with that, you don't see trading. This is what I do. Okay, I have other businesses out there, but this is the main thing. God has blessed me so much that I've been able to set up several other businesses out there that are so profitable, so big. But this is where the money comes from. This is where all of those things, this is what, gave birth to all of those businesses that I was able to, start outside of this. But because I treated this like this was something that has a life of its own, it was something that was different from every other thing. I gave it that attention that it deserves. When you give birth to a child, you have to nurture that child. You have to feed that the child needs. That is how you train a child until the child grows, becomes an adult. The reason why many of you don't see it as something that has taken a life of its own. So what you do from today is you change your perspective. You change the way you see the things as something that has, even if it is $50 that you have, even if it is $10 that you have in your bank, but in your account balance, you treat it like this business. This is a business of its own, because that is what it is. Not, you start approaching it like a normal business should work. A normal business has a plan. You have a business plan when you're starting business. You have a target market. The things to do to reach your target market. Losses, maybe because in business loss we can take. How much shock we can take. You understand what I'm saying? Not every day there is a plan. This is my loss target. This is my maximum loss. This is my minimum profit target. This is how I approach my trading. And again, some winning that you have a plan. You also have what we call your technical plans. In other words, your technical plans, you enter in certain parameters are met. That is why, for instance, if you attend, or the one that I did, that was I think earlier this week, you notice that I kept talking about parameters. Something, the checklist that has to be met for you to enter a trade, for you to be in the trade. There's no reason for you to actually start stressing yourself. You just simply stay away. And I didn't plan on doing that, but I think I should do that. This was actually that was 2 days ago that because I had a private student that I'm teaching. They don't start asking about private students. It's too expensive. I charge up to 1.5 million, and for some people 1 million naira for it. So unless you have that amount, then we can talk. But then I want to show you something. I think I should do this. Yeah, I want to show you something. Just a moment. Okay. Can you guys see my new screen? Can you see my new screen? Let me know if you can see my new screen. Okay, that's good. That's good. Can you see it? If you can see my screen, please let me know. Say yes, you can see it. Okay. Okay, this was a cryptocurrency trade that we took. We entered 2 days ago. We actually took profit today. Let me open this. The private student was very powerful. It was a trade that we took. I think I should open the 4-hour time frame so you can look at it clearly. The 4-hour time frame. Maybe I should. Okay. This area. Look at this area here. This was the area that we were looking at. But you know that again, I have to say this is a different package. Okay, a different package, and it's something that has blessed countless lives. And one of the okay. Let me add this quickly. Okay. So one of the package, this is actually our premium package. What we teach, what I teach the one-on-one students, the people I have, private students and all that. So we're looking at this area for some time now, and then Price eventually started getting into this area. Now, why did we look into this area? Don't ask me, because that is what I teach inside, the private classes and our platinum packages. So when Price got in here, normally, this was the area you were looking to sell. We could have sold, okay? We could have sold. You keep hearing, oh, Bitcoin crash, people were losing money. This is how we know it was going to crash. We already knew it was going to crash days ago before it happened. They say it was the fastest crash since 2017 in Bitcoin. We knew it was going to happen. So we've been expecting it. But then Price got into our zone. It started in our zone and started going down. We just didn't enter. We wanted to wait for our parameters to be met. And once our parameters was met, you notice that even look at, for instance, everything we enter. Let me take this field and show you something to show you this, because this is very powerful. What I was about to show you about having a plan. I'll show you this very carefully. Okay, so this everything we entered now 2%. This is risk reward 11.81. 3%, that would be around 33% or 34% or so, 11%. But because we have refined this thing in such a way that we level in a certain area, we simply wait for more confluence and other parameters to be met before we jump into the trade. I want to show you something. Okay. So the 15-minute time frame. Whoa. Just a moment. Let me bring back my screen. Don't take me away from my chart. Don't take me away. I'm sufficient. So please forgive me. Okay. I think I know what to do. All right. This. Okay. The other one. What about 11%? But we waited for our parameters here. Other parameters to be met. It's not just that the market taps into the area. We need to be happening in the market that will even go down to that exactly in the class. Sorry, my laptop is hanging. Sorry, my laptop is hanging. Keep hanging. Okay. Sorry, my stuff just hanging. Okay, so how this began to happen, and then we had our confirmation, and this was exactly where we entered the trade. Got to look at it, notice this, you can see my screen properly. Notice that this was the candle where we took the trade, and then we got it, and then this is actually, maybe I should do this on the 30-minute time frame so that you can see how many percent, instead of 11% on the 1 hour time frame. So you can see how many percent you able to make over 40%. Look at it. Our risk to reward ratio is 40.56. So if you are risking 3% of your account, you have doubled your account just with this single trade. One trade, you double your account. This is the power of having a plan and sticking to your plan in spite of whatever happens in the market. You have a plan, you stick to that plan. Despite what the market gives you, you stick to the plan, and you get rewarded for it. This is what we do inside the boot camp, the live trading floor. Instead of making 11, we made 40. So as if you were risking 5% of your account, that's 200% in one trade, 200% of the account. Now, the guy I was teaching actually made over $47,000 with just this trade, $47,000 between Thursday. This was on Thursday, on the 5th till today. You know, this is Bitcoin, so it doesn't have you trade what do you call it? Or during the weekend. You trade during the weekend. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it is cryptocurrency or synthetic indices. You can trade. That's why I love them. You can trade them over the weekend. You can trade them over the weekend and make your money. Okay? You can trade them over the weekend and make your money. So this is why it is important to follow a plan. I'm still talking about the plan. Why it's important to follow your plan. Don't assuming I wouldn't have a plan. Okay, we just wanted to jump in here, and then this thing continued going on. We would have lost the trade, but we waited for our plan to work, and we got highly rewarded because we waited. We got rewarded because we waited. So if you are such a person that is always in a hurry, you are in a hurry to jump into a trade, you're in a hurry to make money, you will always end up blowing your account. When you are coming to trade every single day. Now, every single day, I have what I call, I'm going to talk about the next thing, actually. That's the next thing that I do is what I call a routine. A lot of traders have no routine. What is your routine like? What are the things you do every single day when you're about to trade or when you are trading? What is your routine like? This is what a lot of traders do not have. They have no routine. And because they have no routine, there are things they are not able to do because there's no routine. There's no way they are able to do things properly. If they have a routine, if you have a routine, that is a routine are things you do every time and in a systematic way, not just you do it anyhow. No. I have a routine every time, and part of my routine is what I call, those of you who are going to be learning inside the bootcamp, we call it observation. What we call observation. I spend time observing what the market is doing. And you notice that when you do this a lot for a long time, when you start observing the market and you've done it for a very long time, you notice that some patterns in the market will start becoming very clear to you. They will start becoming very concise. You will no longer become someone that simply follows any signal that jumps on you. You know, like some of you that subscribe to signal channel, they show signals that you don't even know the reason why they give the signal. You cannot even tell if the signal is the right signal. You simply jump on it. Okay? You simply jump on it. You can't tell that. You simply jump on it. Why? Because you have no routine. But if you start, we know you come to, like, for those of them that are going in the boot camp, we show you this is what my routine looks like. This is what I do every time I come to a chat. This is the first thing I do. This is the second thing I do. This is what I do for 1 hour, for 30 minutes, for 5 minutes, and I establish this is what my routine is like. You still do the same thing. This is why you see some people, some of those students, because now they have practiced those routines, and by the time they eventually go live, you see them turning $30 into $2,000, 30 euros into 8,000 euros, because we have been able to establish this thing. So a lot of traders blow their account because every day they think, you simply get a signal from someone, you jump onto it. Now, by the time we start getting into the live trading floor, for those of you that are inside the boot camp, you notice that you start seeing the way we do this. That's the reason for it. It's not the live trading floor is not just to start giving you signals up and down and to make you start making. No, that's not the purpose. The purpose is this thing that I have taught you is for you to see it work live. Now, guys, I'm going to open another Zoom. This is actually a free Zoom that I'm using because my stuff as a starter, I still need to upgrade. I think that's the reason why it actually gave me the other thing. I need to upgrade it. So now we can have more time to talk, because we just on the first topic, I think I have to upgrade it now. Let me do it now so that we're able to continue. I'm going to send another link. So I expect you to join. I'm going to send another Zoom link on the channel in the next 5 minutes. So this will allow me to upgrade. I will upgrade immediately so that we can talk longer. This one allows us only 40 minutes. Okay. So I will send another link on the channel right now, so we can continue on this. And I look forward to having you on board with this. I'm going to close this right now so that we can